Our next speech, How I Met My Parents, will be given by Ilze, whose favorite holiday film is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
That's good.
By Steve Martin and John Candy.
Thank you, Toastmaster and fellow Toastmasters. What can be nicer day for a young teenage girl, 18 years old, knowing that that day she's gonna meet her new boyfriend and will take him to meet her parents. Well, that was really nice sunny summer day. I got up, I was excited, I knew the morning was good, the day will be great. I met my boyfriend at the train station, and as I mentioned, the day was nice, sunny, and unfortunately, 100 other people were going the same direction where we were. We got on a train, and the train was stopped. So we were like standing like this, like, you know, sardines, like just like, okay, it's so hot, but you know, for me, as a young girl, my new boyfriend's next to me. Oh, who cares? You know, I can stand like that for a long time. Finally, we get to our destination. As I said, all other 100 people were just getting out of the train as we did. Well, finally, you know, we are out of the train, and next is, oh, we have to get in a bus. Like, we are waiting for the bus. Finally, it arrives. We are on the way to my parents' summer house. My parents had called the fazenda. In Spanish, it's a farm, and they loved their fazenda. Of course, you know, that wasn't really as shown in those Brazilian movies, those great big houses with, you know, like people working in the front and all that. It was just simple old one-car garage. So the door, instead of, you know, like using like to pull up, it was changed to the door where you just open, you know, like and walk in really nicely. And I loved to go into that place. I loved there. It was like 40 minutes walk to the beach, 5 minutes walk to the river. So what else? Fishing and sunbathing, you know, that's great. Well, okay, now we are finally arriving, my boyfriend and I. And as a surprise, I see my brother has arrived with his wife in his white limo. I'm like looking, I'm like, brother, is that car really still running? He's like, yeah. I'm like, I cannot believe I was a child like this, you know, that the car was broken. My dad was driving the car. He's like, no, I did fix it. I'm like, good. So his limo was old Russian car. It looked like a Volkswagen Beetle. But the door, instead, like, you know, like nowadays the door opens this way. That door was opening this way. So just two-door car. Well, day goes really well. My parents are so proud of their fazenda and their garden, and they're showing and telling. It's like, you know, best day for them. All families together. Now, it's time to go home. They're like, again, the bus and train, and it's gonna be a long trip. And my brother was so generous. He's like, I can give you a ride. We are like, oh, cool, you know, what else? You know, that's great. He's like, but there is one thing, you know, my car doesn't start like with the car key. You will have to push. We're like, oh, okay. So we're pushing, the car starts, key takes off. We're like, okay, but he left us. His wife is here, we are here. So he had to drive around because he couldn't stop. So when he gets closer to us, he's like, I cannot stop. You just have to jump in the car. Said, okay, so we open the door. So I run, jump in the car. My boyfriend runs, jump in the car. So wife runs, jumps in the car, close the door. We are like safe on the way to the city. I'm like, oh wow, that was interesting. I thought you said that you fixed them. He's like, oh yeah, I fixed comparing to the last year when I went to visit my wife's parents. I didn't have really my brakes fixed. So I'm like, oh. He's like, and now it's fixed? He's like, yeah, it's fixed. And And I'm like, and you just said it's not. He's like, no, but then it was worse because we were driving like 60 kilometers an hour, you know. And she's like, you see the road to the left? We have to take that road. He looks at her, sorry, honey, cannot do. The brakes don't work. So they pass. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm still like driving there, like, oh, it's gonna be instead like 2-hour drive, it's gonna be 30 minutes. Perfect. I'm sitting, I'm like, oh no, there is that bridge, and just like that I remember when I was a kid, I was sitting in the back seat, looking like out the back window, and just looking at my mom pushing that car up to the bridge. I'm like, oh, no, I don't want to do that. Please don't make me push that car over the bridge. Luckily, he did fix that part, so we didn't have to push. Well, finally we arrived at the city. He's like, as I mentioned, I don't have brakes and I cannot start the car. You will have to get out of the car same way you got into the car. He's like, and I will find a wide road in the city. Yeah, okay. I did find a wide road. So his wife jumps out, runs. My boyfriend jumps out, runs. I jump, and we are running, and my brother is like, oh, you know, I forgot to tell you something. I'm like, you know, no, you are keeping conversation. So finally, we are like, okay, bye. So push his wife back in the car. I'm standing there, I just look around. So other, like 20, 30 people looking at us. I'm like, oh, great. And now I'm thinking, probably this was my last date with this boyfriend. I'm like, that's it. I'm not going to see him. But no, it didn't happen. He called me. He stayed with me like for 1.5 years, and then even he married me.
Quite an awesome story.
Or else we're clapping.